Hey there, Larry Richardson here with today's edition, September the 1st, 2019 of Common Sense News. We find ourselves again where we're going to delay our fourth part in our series on the words people, persons, citizenship, etc. in the Constitution because of what happened in Midland and Odessa, Texas yesterday. Another Texas shooting. Now, there is a little bit of difference in the coverage of the news between this one and the one back in the beginning of August, followed that same day by a shooting in Ohio. You know, this time around, the early news, the first news that broke was that I could find, and I did a pretty diligent search to try to find who was the earliest to put stuff on the internet, and it was the Sun News over in England. They were on top of it before our American news outlets. The interesting thing about this one is still at this point in time, and we are now talking, what, 15, 16 hours after the incident started, and there is still no information being released about the shooter, even though he was killed in the incident, and the incident didn't last all that long. It lasted quite a few minutes, but it didn't extend into an hour or more, that's for sure. The timeline of the incident has not been released that much in detail, and any specifics about the shooter have not been released. This is a little strange because what we do know about the shooter is he was white, he was in his 30s, and what is a little bit odd is that he was known to law enforcement before the traffic stop was made, according to some reports. It was the Texas Department of Public Safety, which is the Texas State Troopers, that made the initial, what they're calling a traffic stop, that turned into this running gun battle that ended several miles later. Evidently, they were doing this traffic stop for not using a turn signal. Okay, that be what it may. Let's look at this with a little bit of logic and a little bit of common sense. The Texas State Troopers don't have anything better to do than pull people over that don't use a turn signal. I think there's more that enters into the picture here. That's what my common sense tells me. What it is and how it's related to the behavior and actions of the Texas State Troopers, I have no idea. They may have had suspicions. They may have been looking for this guy. There's all kinds of things that could enter into play here, but until we get more information, we're just guessing. Why has the media not jumped on the bandwagon of let's ban guns, let's have more gun control legislation and everything here? Again, trying to look at it with a little bit of logic and a little bit of common sense. Perhaps it's the fact that one of the known things about it has been reported that he was known to law enforcement, would indicate the media might be using a little bit of caution and a little bit of logic in their reporting this time. They may be saying, now, this is maybe, they may be saying to themselves, well, if he was known to law enforcement, he's probably a felon. And if he's a felon, he wasn't supposed to have a gun. And there's already laws against him having a gun. So if we start screaming more laws, the other side's just going to say, enforce the ones we have. Is it possible that our media has started to use that much forethought and logic in its reporting? Hey, I would be happy if that were so. We'll find out as time rolls out here. Okay, there's just so many unanswered questions at this time. I just wanted to point that out, that there is a difference, reaction, and the reporting overall on this incident than the earlier one in August there in Texas. Okay, don't forget about STAB, Sound the Alarm Brigade. We just had a great addition to our membership, a prominent member of the Republican Party politics in the state of South Carolina has signed on, which I was really glad to see. Welcome aboard. www.ourstab.com. Help us keep and get Sharia out of our culture. before it becomes so difficult that it's almost impossible to do without violence. We want to get it done before violence is required. Have a great day.